Hello Gemini and welcome to my channel Green Line Goddess Tarot. I can see little Miss Stelly is out and about. She may jump up. Oh, here she is any moment. Hello darling, you've come to say hello to Gemini, have you? She might give you, oh no, she's off. She's like, oh, that's it. You've had your little cameo, a stellar cameo. So let's see what's coming in for you this week, Gemini. I've just been tuning into a beautiful guide of yours, and this guide has been saying you're going to connecting me to a different frequency. So we're going to see. It's kind of like more of a storytelling bard type frequency that's coming in. So let's see what's coming through for the week. We've got the fish. Okay, fish is coming in, and I want to get one more. Fish and cobra. Okay, interesting. Fish and cobra. So this is a connection between you and somebody else that's coming through this week. My gosh, I kind of feel like this other person's energy is just a little bit too harsh for you. It's like feeling a bit like a fish out of water, quite literally. It's like you could be feeling a little bit emotional, and their actions or their words are just potentially could, like, it's the dynamic here, or the vibe I'm getting here is that it's like it's too much. I want to protect myself from it. I want to shelter from it. It's like, you know, maybe there's a bit of anger and heat in the actions or the words that could come through as well. But it's just like they're not understanding how you're feeling here. So they're acting in a way or that is just hurting you more by this kind of almost like a defensive. It's like going on the attack, but it's to defend themselves. If that makes any sense. It's like they don't want to get hurt, so what they're going to do is attack you in a way. Like, but it's almost like, it's like they don't understand, so they feel threatened by the sense that there's something going on with you that you're feeling here, where it almost feels like you're kind of going deep within. You're going deep, or you're feeling a little bit like these feelings are feeling a bit out of control in some way, shape or form. You know, sometimes it's just like you're really, really affected emotionally by a situation, and it's kind of like, and this other person's just like, I can't, they either don't want to take responsibility for the action, or they just don't get it. They don't get where you've gone suddenly, emotionally. You've gone into this other space that they just can't comprehend for whatever reason. So they're acting in a way that is just making the situation worse. So it feels almost like like the cobra energy almost feels like it's this energy of like a strict teacher, or, you know, you're in trouble you feel like you're in trouble. Like it's too rigid, the energy here. It's kind of like somebody trying to say, how dare you have this feeling, kind of, why are you feeling this? You shouldn't be feeling that way, kind of thing. And so they've kind of got into this rigidity here, where they're not kind of willing to budge from their position, even though I get this sense of doubt in the back of their mind. It's like they've chosen that this is how they're going to respond, but there's a part of them that goes, hey, maybe I'm not being very sympathetic or empathetic or understanding here. So there's almost like in the back of their mind they're getting that you're not getting emotionally what you need from them. And they're perhaps not behaving in the right way. It's more of a reaction, like they're going into a defensive reaction mode rather than actually, it's kind of an interesting energy that's going on. So we're just going to go back and have a look at some of the past energy that's come in around this, about how this has kind of all happened. I'm pretty sure that was the moon card. I'll just see, it fell, oh no, the hermit. It's fallen onto the floor here, the hermit. Okay, as a kind of a past energy, how did we arrive to get to this place, Gemini? How did we get here? Because their actions are not hurting you, and I think they know it too. But it's almost like they can't get it, can't get out of it, or can't change. They're in like some sort of habitual response when they're feeling threatened. So in some way, and I don't know why they're feeling threatened by the fact that you've kind of gone into this emotional kind of spiral almost. I don't know. I don't understand why they're not, why they, and I think maybe it's kind of like, maybe you don't understand it either. So let's have a look at, see what's coming in with it. The Hermit, the Ace of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. So Justice might suggest that it's all about fairness and equality and the equilibrium, the balance of this dynamic that's coming through here. We have in the recent past, it's kind of like had a big think about how we can get on and how we can work with each other's energy, and you know, how, so it really feels like there's potentially been like an agreement that, you know, we can work this way and it works between us. And this is how we're going to collaborate, and our energies are going to merge. And so this doesn't, you know, whoever this person is in your life, but it kind of feels almost like, yeah, you had to, because you're so different, you had to kind of really work at how this energy between the two of you is going to work. So it feels like, okay, we've come to some kind of agreement. This is how it's going to work between us. But it feels like that's not happening now. That's not what's happening right now. It's almost like, okay, it feels like, you know, oh, this is how it was supposed to work, and somebody's doing something differently, you know, or emotionally responding differently. How very dare you having emotions here. It kind of feels a little bit like that. So let's see what's happening here with the present energy. Knight of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Well, this fire here and the Queen of Wands. Okay, so a lot of fire that's coming in. Yeah, interesting. I feel like it's all about, there's a lot of pressure and expectation, I feel, with this. There's kind of like a sense of, it's almost like this was the agreed way of moving forward, but then somebody's not feeling that anymore. It's all fire and action here, but there's no consideration of feelings or emotions and consequences of that. So it's almost like perhaps somebody's just feeling a little bit, yeah, I mean, it could actually be a fire sign that you're dealing with here, Gemini, or somebody that has a lot of fire, likes to do things. But yeah, it's almost kind of like it's like waiting for some kind of result to come through, waiting to see if this is working and if this can grow. And I feel like there's a little bit of growth, you know, it is working, but it's all about managing expectations. If you're expecting, we see the Page of Wands, there's a little bit of growth coming through, but if you were expecting something more than that, this is where you could go into this kind of feeling a little bit disappointed with the results of where you thought this relationship could be or how you thought it could have been working. So let's have a look at the near future and see what is coming in, where this is going. We've got the Hanged Man has popped out, and we've got the Four of Pentacles, and we've got, we'll just pull one more card to come through for you, Gemini. One more card to come in, one more card. So it just feels like there's just been too much expectation and pressure put on where something was thought it was going. The Eight of Swords. Okay, interesting. So we've got the Hanged Man, the Four of Pentacles, and the Magician. I feel like there's a big reevaluation coming in here. Okay, so we thought it could go from A to, you know, to to Z, or A to, let's not say Z, but let's say somewhere in the middle of the alphabet, like L. It could go from A to L, and we were hoping it would grow into this thing, and by this time it would be this, and we would have, but it hasn't done that. It hasn't really kind of achieved what you set out or were hoping that this connection would achieve. So as a sense of reevaluation, and I do feel like it's like we still want to hold on to this. We still do, but we have to really reevaluate how this is going to work. That's going to be an important thing. So it may even require like a little bit of like just space or time out for the moment. Like I just need to understand what's working, what I need to let go of here, have the patience to kind of see this from a different perspective. It kind of can't go in the direction that you thought it was going in. So yeah, the Eight of Swords kind of feels a little bit like, how have I built a cage for myself around this relationship where I'm expected to kind of do these things, behave, perform, whatever it is. But I'm feeling a little bit like restrictions around it, very restrictive space. So there's limited forms of thinking about it. I think it's just opening up to this can be very differently, but can work very different, and being very consciously aware that of some of the pressures that are being put upon this relationship at this moment in time. So let's see. Message coming in. The Queen of Crystals, comfort and prosperity. So this is for you, Gemini. This is the Queen of Pentacles, and it's almost like it's really important to find your inner stability here, because I feel like something's kind of emotionally upset you, and it's kind of tipped the balance. So you're feeling a little bit out of balance for whatever reason. Maybe there's just too much like this kind of could feel like some kind of emotional overload, like it's a burnout in some way, like too much doing, pressure, all of this sort of stuff happening. Maybe it's affecting your relationship in some way or form. So this Queen of Crystals is saying, I want you to get back into your little comfort zone, get back into feeling comfortable within yourself, getting back into feeling really stable and grounded again. That's going to be a really important energy so that you can move forward into a sense of, yeah, we've got prosperity here. So yeah, definitely. But I just feel like it's going to be really important for you to just kind of find your inner stability so that you don't have the prickles up, so that you're not reacting, like having this reactive kind of energy between you and this other person that's coming through. If you're feeling safe and secure and happy, then you're going to be feeling so much better with responding to this other person. It's almost like they trigger you so quickly. Like, we have those people that it can take just one little thing and it spins you. You get spun out of like feeling okay into feeling like this sense of, oh, now I'm in this little emotional like spiral that's happening here. So let's pull an affirmation card for you and see what is coming in around this. We've got, not an affirmation card, a message from the Ascended Masters. We've got choose peace and father, husband, brother, son. So, yeah, the father, husband, brother, son is very much, there's a lot of divine masculine here. It sometimes is, try not to read too much gender into the readings at all, but this is one of the ones that is potentially could be represent like a male but it's like a relationship with a male of some sort. But this could just be divine masculine because we've got all these wands. It's like doing, taking action. And it's like, I'm just feeling this kind of like jolt against it all the time. Like, but the choose peace is kind of like trying to find the peace with this person in your life, with this figure, this person that feels like it could be related to the male side, a male in your life or the male lineage in your life. It doesn't have to necessarily be so, but choose peace with the actions that are being taken here. There are solutions that are coming through here. It's about being consciously aware of what's working for you and this other person, and having the the magician energy is like, okay, let's just work out how. So there's this reevaluation energy that comes through. So let's pull an affirmation card. We have, okay, I love it. I now go beyond other people's fears and limitations. It's kind of interesting, this coming in with the Eight of Swords, which is other people's fears and limitations coming through here. So it's almost like they're scared that you're going to fall into some kind of emotional heap and not be functional, or that you're not going to be able to like do the things that they want you to do. It's kind of like that. But it's really about coming back to yourself and going, well, that's your limitation. That's your limited ways of thinking, that there's something bad about me feeling this way, but it's perfectly fine for me to feel this way. So it says, it is my mind that creates my experiences. I am unlimited in my own ability to create the good in my life. So absolutely, this is almost like a sense of coming back to yourself and going, okay, what's my expectation and what's their expectation, and what's their limitations and what are my limitations, and what are their fear? What are they actually scared of here? Because I feel like what they're actually scared of is not actually something that you're seeing or feeling, and you're not scared of it because you know it's not going to happen. So it's kind of like there's a fear response from them, which is making them act kind of in a way which is not the best version of them, and is having a negative impact perhaps on a very reactive and negative impact on your relationship. And it's almost like you have to kind of go within and find your own inner stability and go, you know what, I know you're scared that that's going to happen, but that's not going to happen. And so I'm not going to let that affect me, your fear. So yeah, it's in a way a very empowering energy, and there's opportunities for resolution and to be able to move forward, but it's a bit of a tricky, complicated energy that comes through with this, Gemini. So ultimately, there's opportunity to choose the peace, which is nice. So that's your reading for the week. Thanks so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and look forward to seeing you next time.